Hey, it's Jolly Herder. Hope you're doing well, and today we're going to be playing some more Minecraft Dungeons, and today we're not actually going to be hopping straight into a level like normal. Today I'm actually going to be talking about what I feel like is a pretty overpowered loadout, and we're going to be testing it out, seeing, why I think it's so overpowered. But first you need to be like, whoa, why is he such a higher power level? Why is he a higher level? It's because like last video, I've been playing off camera to try to get back to Apocalypse plus 20, which is where I used to be, and we're in progress. I'm at Apocalypse 8 plus 18, but it's really hard to get back up to Apocalypse plus 20, but next video we'll be doing that. We'll be up at Apocalypse plus 20, so stay on the lookout. As well, I don't think I've ever talked about this in a video, I'm not sure, but I have a Twitch. So if you're interested in that, I usually stream at least once a week. So link will be in the description if you're interested in that. So yeah, let's go over this loadout, which I feel like is pretty good. First we'll go over the artifacts, because that's easier to explain, no enchantments or whatnots. So right now I'm using these satchels of elements, which are insanely good. So they do 1 million damage at least. This one does 1.1 million damage. And this I think is one of the highest power level or highest damaging things in the game, to my knowledge. Because I know the lightning staff is very high, but this also does 1 million damage. But these satchels will do 1 million damage and can target up to 7 mobs. So it's just insane if you do it right. So there's lightning, ice, and fire. And these only have a 10-second cooldown. And it doesn't require any souls or anything like that. So it's, in my opinion, a lot better than the lightning staff. So if we use it here, that one's the ice. That one's kind of the garbage one. That's the only downside to this artifact. Lightning though, see, that just did 1.1 million damage, and it could do 7 mobs if you get them like close enough. It actually has a pretty wide effect. Let's see, that circle right there is how big it can target within it, so it's pretty insanely huge and does tons of damage. It can also do fire. Let's see if we can get it. Nope. Okay, so now the third or last artifact I use is the lightning quiver, and this is just insane for crowd control. Like, I can't really show it to you right now because there's only one scarecrow, but this thing is just insane because the lightning from the lightning quiver can like chain react between mobs. So it does quite a bit of damage. I'll show you later once we actually go into a level to use these. So between these three, it's probably one of the best artifacts. These three are the best artifacts that you can get, I feel like. Now we're going to go into my weapon, which is, these are a little bit more complicated because enchantments and everything like that. So I'm using the bone club right now with sharpness twice and then smiting because that third slot didn't have anything good in it. So sharpness is a good enchantment because it just increases the damage of you. And this bone club does insane amounts of damage. It'll do 300,000 and then 400,000 every other hit, which is in Apocalypse plus 18 enough to one-shot unarmored zombies and like I think 3-shot armored ones. So it's pretty powerful, and that's without Shadow Brew or Strength Potion. So for armor, this isn't actually the armor I want, but it does have the enchantments. The best enchantments on armor I feel like are Lucky Step and Death Barter. Death Barter has saved me so many times. It is insane. Like, I should have died a lot, but Death Barter has kept me alive. And with Lucky Explorer, every like few odd blocks, it's just random. You can get 5 emeralds, and you only need 50 emeralds to get Death Barter and not die, so it's pretty good. There's also some armors that have a thing called electricity element, or like element whatever. I think I have it on one of these armors. Yeah, right here. So lightning focus, I wish I could get this on an armor with Death Barter and Lucky Step because it can increase my lightning damage by 75%. So with my satchel and lightning quiver, that would be a huge increase. So the armor that I actually wish I had those enchantments on is armor like this, emerald armor, and this is actually Gilded Glory, which I wish had good enchantments because I would buy even if it was like all my emeralds. So this has a chance of spawning emeralds when exploring. It's only usually 1 or 2 emeralds, but also has the Death Barter enchantment like pre-applied. So in theory, you could get like 2 lucky steps and enchantments and then a lightning focus, and this armor would be insane. Okay, last is my bow. I would say this is the most overpowered bow in the game. It's the harp crossbow, and if you get the right enchantments, yet again, these aren't quite the enchantments I wish I had. I wish I had probably 2 multi-shots and then infinity, because multi-shot will let you shoot up to 5 more arrows, but this already shoots 5 arrows, so I believe you can shoot up to 25 arrows, which is insane. Just like, look at that damage. So on the left, you'll see my enchantments. So like, just there, I shot 1, but then if I shoot again, I just did 2 more multi-shots. So I think I shot like 15 arrows there. Like, let me back up. Look at all those arrows that can spawn. So with the lightning quiver, yeah, it's pretty insane. Okay, so now we're going to be jumping into a level. We'll just go into Soggy Cave real quick, just because it has, you know, lots of enemies. Good, I can like show you lots of my gear and stuff on them. And we're going to be doing it on my current max, which is Apocalypse plus 15. And these mobs are pretty hard, but with my loadout, I can take pretty good care of them. Okay, so I usually will use my bow, but this melee is great if I have to get up close. So the only downside to using a bow or anything is enchanted mobs, and if they have deflect, you're basically screwed. So this melee is usually pretty good for that as well. So for these first 2 mobs, we'll use my satchels. Aw, dang it. I got unlucky. So there's the ice one, and then the fire one, which that guy's full armored on Apocalypse plus 18, and the satchel fire took him out, and I didn't even have to do any damage. And then unarmored zombie, they do a lot of damage, but so do I. So yeah, this is why I like the Bone Club, because it just does lots of damage. Witches are the worst. So let's use the lightning quiver. There we go. See. So as you can see, like just right there, some emeralds spawn. So it gives you 5 each time. And I only need to get 10 of those to get Death Barter, which will save me. If I die, Death Barter will keep me from... Oh, deflect! No! Deflect, I honestly feel like shouldn't be enchantment and it should be removed. Because it is the most annoying thing in the entirety of the game. Especially on villagers that do so much damage. So with this loadout, of course, especially with any loadout, you can still die, especially if you get unlucky with enchantments, like I have done. Because I basically can't even shoot these guys in fear of one of my copious amounts of stray arrows going and hitting one of these guys with deflect, and oh my goodness, there's so many! So yeah, this loadout definitely isn't great for close combat, because this weapon does swing very slow, so it is pretty good if I can keep them at range. Okay, we got a strength potion here, so I can show you full effects. That's 600,000 damage, which is, I feel like, close to one-shotting everything. And then with Shadow Brew, I know it can go up to like 1,000,000 damage. So yeah, this sword is pretty dang strong. Okay, now it's time for probably the best way to show you crowd control with this lightning quiver. I'm just gonna go into here and just start blasting. Usually there's about 1 billion mobs, and yeah, they're all gone. So yeah, crowd control with this lightning quiver is pretty insane. Okay, I'm gonna go run up and grab that Shadow Brew just so I can show you the damage done with it. Scrap you. Let's go to one of these witches. There we go. 1.7 million with Shadow Brew. That is insane. This, I think, is one of the most damage-doing power weapons I have, I guess. Okay, so I'll show you Death Barter real quick just for the sake of it. So there we go. It used it. You can hear that little sound effect. It doesn't actually heal you. I just actually ate some bread, so that's why it's healing me. It spawns you about maybe 1/4 of the way healed, so you do have to use a health potion. It also doesn't replenish your health potion, so it's not super good, but it will keep you alive, hopefully long enough that you can either get a health potion, get food, or just book it. Okay, so with that loadout, I did take 200 million damage, but I also basically did 200 million damage, which, I mean, I only died twice, and that was to enchanted mobs with deflect, so I don't feel like that's completely fair, because those guys are insane. But 200 million damage, that is crazy. I have never gotten numbers that high. I've never even gotten to 100 million damage, so yeah, that's pretty insane. Okay, Shadow Brew. Oh, and Strength? Shadow Brew and Strength. Oh, that was almost 2 million damage. So, of course, this is just my opinion on what I think is the most overpowered loot, but, I mean, it seems to be proven quite well. Of course, this is, all these things are a little bit higher power level than is recommended, but I mean, if you go up in power level, you're just going to get higher loot as well. 2 million damage again. Oh, 2.4 million damage I just did. But yeah, that's in my opinion, probably one of the most overpowered loadouts. Of course, you can mix and match, but for just doing damage, I feel like this is pretty insane, just because I have a lot of things that do tons of damage. So of course, this was just my opinion. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new, I appreciate if you subscribe. If you like, then like the video. New videos every Thursday, and remember to stay jolly.